I guess let's just describe what's going on in the photo.
So this photo is taken of my grandma in the summer of 1953. It's one of New York City's hottest summers on record. So a reporter from the Daily Mirror is walking down the block and he stops Bobby, who's in her roller skates. She's got her Catholic school uniform on, a little white bow in her hair, and he asks her to pretend to drink out of one of the horse troughs that lined the streets back then. The next day it's on the front page, and now the photo sits on a shelf in her house, in my grandma's house. My grandparents' stories, I think, played a big role in who I've become so far as a storyteller. In December, my producers and my production designer went up north and were able to meet my grandmother. My grandma was so impressed by the people who were telling her story. My production designer Lola brought a model of the set that we'll be building, which is a recreation taken from my grandma's descriptions of her childhood apartment. So that was really special for Grandma to see the care with which these people are approaching their story, and it gives my team context for the story that they're telling. So my DP and I have been looking at some American realist paintings, particularly Edward Hopper. This style can kind of capture both a sense of nostalgia and just a sense of immediacy. You can play with composition and lighting in some really playful, expressive ways, but have it feel very grounded in reality. We've been looking at some shots from Godfather Part 2, especially looking at this dinner table scene. We've looked at Jeff Nichols' Loving. We've looked at Belfast. We're really interested in how we play with the space that these characters are in, because a lot of these characters are feeling sort of trapped in their lives. You know, as I was reading my script, I was reading the short stories of John Fante, the work of Mario Puzo, Pietro Di Donato, essays by writers like Peter Quinn. I love coming-of-age stories. One of my favorite movies ever that I've probably watched a gazillion times is Jeff Nichols' Mud. I love how in the protagonist's perspective it is and how valid his perspective is. I'm looking at movies like Hayao Miyazaki's Kiki's Delivery Service, Il Posto. You know, I think we're all figuring out how to stumble through life all the time. We all deal with insecurity. We all don't always know the path forward. And so we've got our parents figuring out what it means to be a parent and what it means to be in a marriage, often not feeling quite up to the task. We've got kids dealing with literal adolescence, bodily insecurities. We've also got the adolescence of Bobby's community at large. You know, I'm looking to make a movie that kind of reassures people that, you know, we all figure it out somehow.